It's no secret that I don't like the way that DC have been handling their films lately. I hated Man of Steel. I thought Batman vs Superman was awful. And Suicide Squad, well, we all know how I feel about Suicide Squad. There's no need to open up old wounds. But now they're about to release Wonder Woman, and I feel like that holds more weight than any of the films that have come before it. Yeah, we care about how Batman, Superman, and the Joker are handled on screen, but this is the first time that Wonder Woman has ever had a theatrically released film, which is mental when you think about it. It only takes a quick Google search to find out how many times they've tried to make a Wonder Woman film in the past. It's been going on for decades. Sandra Bullock was going to star in it at one point. Joel Silver, who produced the Matrix films, was going to produce it at one point. Joss Whedon has written a script for it, but none of them ever happened because Hollywood likes to think that people don't want female-led films. Secret, that's bullshit. And that's what this new Wonder Woman film has riding on it. It has that pressure. I'm worried that if it doesn't do well, or if it's not good, then they'll just go, well, guess people don't like Wonder Woman. And at the moment, two major things are happening in cinema. Number one is that people have become very aware and conscious of how females are treated in the creative industries, like there aren't enough female directors and writers, and the actresses aren't paid as much as male actors, and the roles aren't as interesting, all that. And number two is that we are living in a reboot and remake culture. And so what Hollywood has decided to do is combine those two things and go, okay, there we go, we've solved the problem. Are you happy now, women? But I don't think that works. I think it's generally accepted that regardless of who's in the movie, age, race, gender, all that, that if you're rebooting something, the reboot tends to not be as good as the original. You just can't capture the same magic that was in the original. You can't manufacture that unless you're Star Wars. Occasionally, and I mean very occasionally, you get a reboot that's better than the original. And that's usually because the world has changed, so the new film makes more sense in today's society. The Al Pacino Scarface is always mentioned. A lot of people don't even know that that is a reboot. I personally think as well that Ocean's 11 is a really good example of a remake, because if you, just look at the trailer for the original Ocean's 11 starring Frank Sinatra and all his mates. Look at the trailer for that on YouTube. It's quite racist. So if you want to update a good idea and get rid of all the racism, well, that's good with me. But I think, generally speaking, reboots aren't as good as the originals. So now we get movies like Ghostbusters being rebooted, which nobody wanted or asked for. Again, regardless of gender, nobody wanted that. But they're sticking women in the main roles, and then when the unnecessary reboot sucks, surprise, surprise, women are getting the blame. In fact, Ocean's 11 is being remade again with an all-female cast, like Cate Blanchett and Sandra Bullock and Rihanna are going to be in it, and it's been given the thoroughly underwhelming title Ocean's 8, which just makes it sound like they couldn't find enough women, which is very fitting. I tell you what, I would love a female-led heist movie. Of course, that sounds great, but why does it need to be connected to the Ocean's movies? Because you're just inviting people to compare them based on gender, which is not a good idea. But if you just made an original movie with these great actresses doing a heist, I think we'd all be up for that. But I do hope that Ocean's 8 is good. You're not starting out well. You got a very bad title, but I do hope it's good, because if it's not, you know who's going to get the blame from Hollywood's perspective. And I just don't know if they're going to continue to make them, which brings me back onto Wonder Woman. DC haven't made a good movie since, you could probably argue since 2008, since The Dark Knight. You could probably argue that. Their track record's not good, and I couldn't care less about this interpretation of Batman or Superman. But I know for a fact that regardless of how much Zack Snyder wants to shit all over those characters, and I mean, it's everywhere, regardless of how much that happens and continues to, you're still going to see Batman and Superman on the big screen. But I don't know if the same can be said for Wonder Woman. I just think that if they don't nail it, fucking nail it the first time, and audiences don't fall in love with the film itself, the character, and it doesn't make if it doesn't make $1 billion, I don't know if they'll try again. I'm really interested to hear what you think about all this. I know I've been speaking about a lot of gender stuff, and I am but a white man, and that doesn't usually go down so well on the internet, so I hope I haven't come across a total prick. But regardless of what you think, please leave it in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want more of this face. You can go now.